Yeah, sorry for those of you guys who couldn't make it to the conference, but man, there was a verse that I think was the key to a lot of what I shared today, and it's Hebrews chapter 5. And I'd never seen this before. I mean, I'm sure I've read it because I've read Hebrews, but Hebrews 5:7 was talking about the prayer life of Jesus. And it says, in the days of his flesh, Jesus offered up prayers and supplications with loud cries and tears to him who was able to save him from death. And he was heard because of his reverence. And that just shocked me as so odd, because I thought Jesus was heard because of his reverence. And it got me thinking again about how do I approach God? And so many times in Scripture, God says, I don't listen to those prayers. I don't hear your prayers for whatever reason, whether it's you're not treating your wife as a fellow vessel of honor, or maybe because you want it for yourself and you're spending your selfish desires, or maybe there's doubt in James 1, or maybe you don't care about the poor like in Isaiah 58. And God says, I'm not hearing those prayers, but the prayer he hears is one of reverence. And so it's just good for us to think through again, man, are we seeing the supernatural? And could it be because we have a lack of faith in our prayers and a lack of reverence in our prayers? If there was just one thought I could pass on that I would really want you to remember, especially those of you that are new in youth ministry, it is amazing, amazing how quickly you can lose your love for people. I mean, obviously it's there in your relationship with God and you lose that, but I want to focus on people for a second, because man, I remember in high school when I was just a Christian and not a pastor, man, I would cry over my friends. I remember when I waited tables and I was not a pastor, I was just a Christian. Man, I bawled my eyes out for the waiters and waitresses that were my friends and didn't know Jesus. And I just tell you, in ministry, it's so easy to lose that love. And so quickly people become projects or numbers or whatever else, and you're no longer looking people in the eyes and really caring for them and loving them with a 1 Corinthians 13 type of love, and then it all becomes worthless. Now, I'm not judging you or anything else, I'm just telling you for myself, that's one of the areas I stray. And so take some time and reevaluate your heart again, because I'm telling you, ministry can really screw you up. When there's deadlines and expectations, we just start doing stuff and we lose sight of people. And when you do that, everything goes downhill. One thing I want to say to those of you who have families is, I am crazy, crazy about my family. We are so tight. It's like supernatural right now. And I know there's a lot of talk about how we can protect our families and set up boundaries and guidelines to ensure that we have a strong family. But I would say the greatest thing you can do for your family is to really lead them with a sense of mission. It's been the fact that we have put ministry at the forefront of our lives, and our family together collectively says, look, this is what we are going to do. We are not on this earth just to enjoy each other and hug each other and have a happy family. We're here to make disciples, and so let's work together towards this end. And as I've taken my family with me, given them a sense of adventure, a sense of expectation, it's amazing. I mean, my wife and I, we started the church 2 weeks after I got married to her. Man, everyone would say, no, just spend time on yourselves, everything else. But God called me at that moment. And what we see in hindsight now is that's the very thing that keeps our marriage together. The fact that her and I, we weren't about just us. There was more to it. We exist for eternal purposes. And when we were on the same page saying, okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it together. Man, it's given us these 18 years of an amazing marriage, a supernatural family bond, and kids that just love the Lord, love serving, and have seen God do the supernatural.